Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is ChatTactic number 22, I think, for the year. So yeah, welcome along. We're going to be looking at the Steam Next Fest, or at least a handful of games that I've actually been sort of playing and just really testing out the demos. Some really good games coming out, actually, very, very soon. So anyway, welcome along. We can sort of pretty much take this anywhere. There's a fair few games that I do want to talk about, but you know, if you've got other things that you wanted to have a look at as well, like I keep on sort of seeing that there's games that are releasing that I'm just not on top of. You know, like Songs of Silence, for example, just came out in the last week or so. And I completely missed the launch of that one. It's funny because I've actually had that on my NDA list of not being able to play it for quite some time, but I didn't put a date next to it. I've got I've got a notepad of games that I'm not allowed to show until certain dates, and anyway, I've Songs of Silence. I've just got NDA Songs of Silence, but not an actual date. And I just saw this morning that it actually has already released. So anyway, there's a few there that I've got to catch up on. So we'll sort of maybe talk about those sorts of games today. Hi Sithal and Bob and Spark and anybody else that's joined us as well. Welcome. Yeah, so I guess also there will be a giveaway today. We're going to be looking at, we're going to be giving away another of the Athena Crisis games, as I've I gave away last week. I've actually got the game of that to a stage where I'm ready to record something for it. So I'll probably be recording that, I think, this week for Athena Crisis. So it's actually a pretty cool game. I've got to say, I do enjoy it. I don't know if I can actually, maybe I can bring it back to where I've currently got it. I might show that right away because let's just go into so let's go to Athena Crisis there. So this will be the giveaway today, and this is a game that I really do like the look of a lot, to be honest. It's something that I'll just get rid of the broadcast. There we are. Very much like a Battle Isle / Advance Wars type sort of game. Done very, very well, I've got to say. And there will be, it's one of these games, I think if the community does start to play it, there'll be a lot of maps available for it. There's no random maps as such. It is sort of like one of these almost like puzzle type games. I think it's hard to do these sort of games in any other way, to be honest. I mean, I would love to see, there has been a few games actually over the years. Steel Empires, I think, was one of them. I don't know if that ever came to Steam. That was a game that I used to quite enjoy. I'll have a quick look and see if that's around. Steel Empires. Steel Empire. No, this is the wrong one. It's not that one there. It's not the one I'm thinking of. Steampunk shooter. No, this is not it. This one was a fairly old game, actually. The one I'm thinking of. It sort of had like random maps that did allow you to sort of then go through. I'll just roll that up. Yeah. So anyway, Athena Empire. This will be another giveaway for this great little game. Actually, it is a very, very cool game. Came out a couple of months ago. I might show it before we get too started into anything else. Hi CB, how you going? So it's Bob Rupert saying, have you ever tried Wizard War? It's like Dynasty Empires Light. No, I haven't actually, but we'll come back to that one if I remember. If I don't remember, please remind me, and we'll have a look. Have a look and see what it's actually got. I don't think I've played it, unless it's. I always assume you're talking about modern games. So I don't know if it's an old game at all. Anyway, I'll show you Athena Crisis because I've got this to a stage. I won't play much of it, but I've got my version of it, and I'm really just going through still the tutorial missions, but it's sort of all making sense. Like I'm sort of towards the back end of the tutorials, and this tutorial is sort of now going to show. Just get my sound up a little bit. If I just go to campaigns and then just continue on. So this is still the prequel campaign. I'm only 60% through the prequel. That's interesting. But this one actually does sort of show you, I guess, the scope of the actual game itself. And so this is the first of the actual real big games that I've then got to sort of try to play my way through. And so the objectives are, this is your capital, back and through here. If you have a look, you see that you've got like a building, which is your HQ. If you destroy the HQ, or essentially if you capture it, the other player loses the game. So that's the objective, is to get to the HQ. These can produce basic infantry units from the actual HQ itself. If we have a look, there's the enemy HQ at the back there as well, and so they can produce the same sort of units. It's not asymmetrical. It is symmetrical in terms of the actual unit types. I don't think there's anything that's sort of unusual, sort of out of the way. You've then got all sorts of other different buildings. Like, for example, you've got this is just a factory, essentially, which allows you then to produce your mech units. And you can see there's a fair few of them that actually are available. You've got just a house, which gives you income. This is a barracks, which again just gives you it's a bit like your HQ. It does allow you to then just build sort of like basic units. You then actually have like essentially just a money situation. I've got 400 to spend at this point in time. You get 100 for each house that you have under control, and so you do need to go off and take over the different areas. You've also then got things, for example, like an airfield, which will then allow you to get all your different air units. There's a lot of different types of units in the game. I'm assuming that this will be the shipyard, which then gives you different ship units as well. So without actually playing it, I did want to just sort of show that this one is actually, like, it looks very, very cool, and I have enjoyed playing it, I've got to say. You've got a repair shop for your different units. You can zoom in. I've just got that at that's at 2x zoom. You can go all the way into 3x zoom as well, if you prefer to sort of have it sort of zoomed in fairly well. 2x for me sort of feels pretty comfortable, I got to say. But this is a largish map, and the thing about this one as well, you've got different choke points. The terrain also then has a bearing as to what does go on in terms of cover, vision cost as well. Different movements will then sort of do different things as well. Like, for example, if I go into the ocean, this is just normal sea. It does give a little bit of cover, but then there's inaccessible to a lot of your different units. But whoops, don't know why it went back out. I might have clicked something. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, it gives you like, you can see that in this case they've actually got, like, they're going to have a lot of ships coming back in. They've got aircraft. They do actually have a tank factory back over through there. Back over here they do actually have a tank factory, but the idea here will be to pretty much just stay on the land and just push your way back. Maybe sort of take control of this choke point, try to keep them away from whatever they're going to be building back out this other side, and stop them from getting the houses, really, which is going to be that's going to then equate into there being lots and lots of money from the enemy side of things. So it's, as I say, quite a fun little game to play. There's a super tank which you can sort of then go and get. Just going through, what it actually does then have as well. Each of the units has its own type of attack as well, which, as I say, it's just a very, very cool game with the way it sort of does work. So that'll be the giveaway for today. I won't play any more than that because I do want to record this one. So I'll just escape. If I click on that one, I can then just go and quit. So that's Athena Crisis. As I say, that's the giveaway for today. Now let's have a look and see. What was it again? Wizard War. Let's have a look and see what that one is. Wizard War. VR. Wizard Warfare? That one rings a bell. Wizard War VR. I'm not sure if that's the one. February. I mean, VR, I don't have a VR set, so I'm assuming that's not the one, actually. Sorry, Wizard Warfare. There we are. Okay, we'll go back. Did we do this? No, I didn't do the search. Wizard Warfare. I have played this one, I think. I have played it, I think. Yeah, it's fairly old now. I'll look at it on my actual Steam one. I've got the reason I don't show the Steam side of things is because it's a lot smaller than what I can do on on a browser. So do we have Wizard Warfare? And how much? Yeah, I do have it. So Wizard Warfare. I played it for Actually, I played it for a fairly long time, 6.5 hours. But I don't remember much of it, to be honest. So I remember the look of it. But 6.5 hours, that's actually a fairly long time for me, actually. with games that normally I would play something that length of time if I enjoyed it. So maybe I did enjoy it. So yeah, I do have this one. There's a Wizard Warfare 2 though that's interesting. I don't know about Wizard Warfare 2. Oh, Civ 7 has been announced as well, by the way. So that's just been announced that will be coming. So maybe we'll have a look at that as well. Yeah, hi CB. I think I said that one. Hi Thor, how you going? And Richard. And Bubo, Spark saying a vote that if there's time to go over Eldritch Realms for Age of Wonders 4. Not sure if you've gone in depth on that yet. Not yet, and I'll probably actually wait for another week, I think, because I'm hoping to get the key by that stage, and so I'll then be able to actually show it. So at this point in time, all we're doing is just really looking at what the devs have put out. So it's not something that I've been checking to see if there's been any keys given my way, but there's nothing actually come my way yet. I also haven't really noticed a lot of other content from anyone else either. So Eldritch Realms, I think we'll just hold off on that this week and go back into it as soon as I get hold of the key. Definitely do a whole video dedicated to that one, I think. But I do want to talk about Next Fest because that is coming basically tomorrow or the next day. So over the next couple of days, you will actually have Next Fest where there's a lot of demos out and there's a lot of really, really good games that you may want to actually just get and test over the next week to see if it's the sort of game that you would prefer to play. Okay, so my name is John. I was saying, what is the game? The game we were just looking at before was Athena Crisis, which is the giveaway for today. So... And Banksy's saying, has anyone played Warno? And if yes, is it good? I've heard only good things about Warno. I think I've got it. Again, if I do a search. But I don't know if I've played it. Actually, no, I don't have it. So I don't actually have it. But this one rates very, very highly. Actually, mostly positive. 77%, 82%. It's supposed to be really, really quite cool. But I haven't played it. So that's one that I actually don't have. But I've heard a lot of people recommend it. So hi Dom UK, how you going? Sorry about if you're from the UK. Sorry about Australia smashing you guys in the cricket over the last day or so. Anyway, I won't go there. We won't go there. England's in a little bit of trouble in the cricket in the 2020 Cricket World Cup. Actually, I was going to look. There's Pakistan and India are playing right now, but they've got rain delayed. I was going to watch a little bit of that before it, or at least sort of tune into it to sort of see what was going on. But yeah, there's been a big rain delay, so it may be a bit of a washout. That's sort of like one of the most anticipated games in the whole of the World Cup. It's being played in New York, and the New York pitch is really, really bad. So it's sort of like one of these things where they've got a it's a really convoluted story about they haven't been able to prepare a pitch in New York for the World Cup, but they want it there to highlight cricket to the Americans, and it's not working. But they've put the biggest game in the world, which is Pakistan and India, there. That's a massive one for the World Cup, and unfortunately, it's being rained out right now. I don't know if it's actually going at the moment. Anyway, let's not deviate away. We've got a lot to get through today. So so Athena reminds me of Symphony of War. Yeah, it's got the same sort of. It's more pure in the sense of it being like an advanced war style. I think that Symphony of War is one that could be done with random maps. I would love to see Symphony of War with random maps in it. That would be just awesome. Symphony of War is one of those games that I really, really love the look of. But it's I think there's more that could be done with that game. So Symphony of War is also like a Battle Isle type game to a degree. With probably a bit more complexity, to be honest, in terms of what the actual units. The units level up in different ways in Symphony of War. It's one of those games that I really thought that, actually, I do believe it's a game that could just keep on getting better and better. I'll just go back to the other page, and we can then sort of at least have a look at it in fairly large sort of. So because saying Athena Crisis is good fun, having won it in the giveaway last week. and saying evening all. Hi, Silver Cole. Yes, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it actually, because it is one of those games that it does look like a fun game. Like in terms, although I've been having fun with it anyway, so I'm assuming that most of us would enjoy it. Yeah, Symphony of War is saying such a good game, that one. And it really is. And Symphony of War is like just because of the way that the units can be personalised. That's why I think it would actually work okay with random maps in it as well. But it's sort of they're the sorts of things I keep on asking for with those sorts of games. Yep, and so Spark saying good call on the Eldritch Realms. I think I just want to hold off until I keep on looking for the key. Like every day I open up my emails and look through to see if the crew from Paradox have sent me anything. Because I just can't wait. Some people saying Midnight Suns is also the Epic Store giveaway at the moment. It's like a tactical card-based combat, like the dating sim part, much less. I don't know that one. Dating sims, I won't go there, Silvercol. I'll just leave that one alone. So Dom's UK is then saying we don't follow cricket here. It's just not a big deal. It's funny. We had lunch yesterday with some English friends of ours. So we went out and we went to like one of the places north of where we are here, just for a bit of a drive and a bit of a catch up. We haven't seen him for a while, and yeah, it was. And he's a bit of a cricket tragic, so we were sort of having a bit of a laugh about that yesterday. Silvercall saying it feels like England's probably most attributable to the weather. Yeah, I think. Well, they had a game washed out as well. England did. And Chris is saying hi evening all, and we don't care about cricket here. Tom UK was right. Anyway, they've announced that they are making a Symphony of War 2. Yes, that was a while back, but we'll wait until we get news about that one. Let's get into the Next Fest. Now, Next Fest is not here yet. I don't know if we can get information on it. I'll have a quick look and see if there's anything coming up. I'm pretty sure it comes in 2 days' time. It may be Next Fest June 2024. Let's have a look and see when this one actually is. Yeah, so this is actually the Steam Next Fest, June 10th. Now it's the 10th for me, so it's coming tomorrow. So we're a day out at this point in time. So 7 days, hundreds of demos, hours of developer live streams, etc., etc. Now this is always a big deal for the devs. I get absolutely smashed with information during the weeks leading up to Next Fest, and to the largely I don't bother downloading demos because they're only here for a short period of time. But I know that a lot of you guys do like to have access in this week. So, but it's sort of funny. This week there's been this time, the games that I've actually been sort of taking up, I've actually been impressed with every single one of them. So that's why I thought I'd actually go through and maybe sort of show some of these games, just to see if it's the sort of game that you would like. As I say, I've got a bit of an advanced access or early access to some of these games, and as I say, there's going to be a lot that you guys will actually enjoy with this one. That's past editions. It's not going to show us what the actual games are, so I'll do my best to sort of show what I've got access to, and we'll go back in through there. So where are we? So we've got just looking at the stats through there. Hugh Davis saying evening Daz and everyone. Hi Hugh. So we've got saying Midnight Suns is the game for Axis made instead of XCOM 3. No, I haven't forgiven them. And Chris is saying, you're coming a bit late, Daz. What are you saying about Wizard Warfare? I have that on my Android phone. I've yet to play it. I don't remember playing it, but I've apparently played it for about 7 hours. So I must have enjoyed it to a degree to play it that long, but I can't remember it. And Amnesia is saying, hey Daz, have you played The Ancients? That one also doesn't ring a bell, but it doesn't mean that I haven't played it. That's the trouble. I'm getting so many games lately, and The Ancients. Let's just see if that one comes up. What did it came up there? There it is there. No, I don't know this one. It's actually, this one's just come out. Yeah, no, I don't know this one at all. No, I really can't comment on that one. I don't know anything at all about it. anyway, we'll leave that one where that is. And I'll show you some of these games that we've got that you guys may be interested in. So I'll probably just start them up and just show you where they are. Now, one of the games which has been around for a while, which you may be interested in, is Zephon. Zephon is now is going to be hitting tomorrow anyway, version 8 of the actual game itself. Oh, it's downloading even more content. This one may take a bit of time to load in this case. Sometimes Zephon, when it does have an update, so this might be a new update, getting ready for next fest. I've noticed they've done that a few times. Come on, please load in quickly. As soon as it loads in content, it then has to re-register everything. But I've been streaming this on Twitch over the last few days, really, and really impressed with the changes in the game. Like I think that there's a common thread that where people say it's just a reskin of Gladius. Like it's almost like it should just be it's not its own game, but it actually really is. And it's sort of one of these things where if you're on the fence, if you've enjoyed Gladius but think this is just a reskin of Gladius, I do urge you to download the demo, particularly this one here. This one this is the 8th demo for Zephon, and what they've done is they keep on, as they bring out the demos, they're bringing in more and more content you can then go and test. And in this case, you've got tier 6 technology, and it doesn't sound like it makes a big deal, but it actually does. Like it's sort of one of those things, like in the release 7, which was only just a month ago, I think. Release 7 actually had the tier 5 techs, which really do add a lot of interesting gameplay. The last time I actually did an actual video on this, and you can see how long it's taking to load this thing in. The last time I did a video on Zephon was way back when I think it had up to tier 3. So there's been a few other tiers, and those other tiers now add in much more powerful units for everyone to sort of play with. So you end up with quite interesting combat in the actual game as well. The other thing with Zephon is that there are so many little extra things in it than what Gladius has got. I would absolutely love to see a Gladius 2 based on the innovations that have come through in Zephon. And it's funny because people do love Gladius, because of the Warhammer sides, and other people actually, when I've been playing it, there's people that would prefer to have the IP content controllable by the developer, so they can sort of go anywhere they like, rather than actually being beholden to Games Workshop. I actually do like the Games Workshop style of things, simply because you know what you're getting with each faction, and they've done such a good job of balancing those out. And similarly with Zephon, it's different because it is their own IP, really, with what we're sort of talking about. I think I prefer the Warhammer IP, but overall, the actual gameplay, there's so many different things. Like there's diplomacy, there's roads, there's you've got like an NPC factions on the map as well that you've then got competing against. Here we go. So this is a demo. This is the same one I was playing, actually, 0.8.1 demo 8. And so this one actually now is going to be coming back out. So actually maybe it's, I did play this one here. So demo 8 added the tier 6 technologies, added voice leader reactions to enhanced immersion, so added Chayet exterminator voiceovers. So just a lot of little extra bits and pieces have now been added to it. It's getting closer and closer to what must be launch ready. It's so immersive to play this game now. And so you've got different sorts of things now where with the AI and the world itself now is sort of feeling very, very real in terms of the way it sort of is being built. The AI in Gladius was always incredible, and I'm finding the same thing with this game as well. It's a game that you really are going to have to just get used to playing. Having said that, one of the things that was interesting actually with one of the comments when I was playing it over the last few days was that, and I'll just load in where I am. If I just go continue, I'm in turn 95, so I've sort of essentially beaten all of the AI players, and all I have left is NPC players, but this will then just give you a bit of a feel for what's going on. And so in this case, Zephon, it looks a lot like Gladius, but in reality, it's actually a lot nicer. The actual graphics are heaps better than in Gladius. The resolution, everything just looks better. There's all sorts of different aspects on the map as well. There's so much more that goes on the map. Now, where's the sandstorm? I'm just trying to desert, just so I can sort of show you some of the other bits and pieces that are out and about. I'm not going to see it, but there's fog, there's sandstorms, and these all have an impact on your actual combat ability as well. And so my forces are the blue forces down through here, and you'll see that there's sort of like a light green force as well. It's these are my allies. So this is actually where we've got like an ally that we use diplomacy to get the alliance with. And so this is actually one of the NPC factions. And so these are actually essentially like a voice type unit, whereas ours are human. So we've got like this sort of human style units that have come through and just finished off the last of. There was another player that we destroyed. We've destroyed 2 of the players, and all we have left on the map that we have to get rid of is there is another group called the Chiefess, and she was in here somewhere. She's really struggling. We got rid of most of her. And then Zephon itself. This is actually the game is named after the AI that is trying to sort of control the world. And so this is Zephon's one of Zephon's cities, I think. And we'll sort of see that there's more Zephon locations further up here. Where was it? There. So that was controlled by Zephon, and we'd got out to this point to wipe out the enemy player. There's another Zephon city back in through this other side. So what we would need to do to win the game at this point in time is we've actually finished off all the AI players, but we still have Zephon to destroy. So, and I stopped playing at that point. Just to show you some of the other little bits and pieces that are different between this and Gladius, just so that you've at least got it, you can sort of make the decision whether you want to download the demo. I do recommend, this is so much fun to play at this point in time. A lot of randomization in the setups. You can sort of play it all sorts of different ways. You do actually have the Concordant. This is actually, instead of the Jakiro Trader's Hut, you have access to this all the time, but you do actually have also some special things. Like you've got resources that you can buy and sell. So if you really are short on resources, but you've got like a glut of one type, and but you need something else, you can then go and do trading. You couldn't do that in Gladius. In the items, you then actually, this is where you buy your hero items, and you'll find that there are certain things that become very, very strong. So these are like the high level items down the bottom through here, which you unlock through your tech tree. So there's a lot going on through here. What does this one do? This one applies, so that gives them a more, almost like armor, I guess. This one here is Blood Gladial Emanator. I've only just got these things and I haven't actually checked them out. So +1 group members hits at half accuracy, and this one's a manual, which is, it raises the level of whichever hero you've actually got. So anyway, that's the various items, and the way that one sort of works, again, different to Gladius. You've then got communications, which then allow you, and you can see we've defeated Liliana and Jaraza. These were both cyber units that we defeated, both of these. Zephon is we're at war with Zephon, but we haven't really come across Zephon. The Chiefess is still on the map, so we have to hunt her down. And with this anchorite, we've actually got an alliance with this particular one, so we've been able to go and start to do that one. We can then call these different units and then start to do the actual diplomacy, which again you don't get to do in Gladius. So I thought I'd just sort of show that one. We'll just end the call there. And so at this stage, we're now working with them to try to then wipe out the other different aspects of the actual game itself. There's a portal system there, which also goes up close to the other Zephon portal system, which we do control. So we've actually got like a phase generator back into that other side as well. So there's a lot more. The map feels more real. It's also a little bit more forgiving to start off a game of Zephon as opposed to Gladius. In Gladius, you've got to be really careful how you expand, whereas in Zephon, you can expand a little bit more freely. So it just feels better. The overall balance is much, much better. In terms of research, we now actually have, I'll just go and open up the others. This is quite nice as well, the filtering system. So you've got like heaps and heaps of them. You need to get 3 of them before you can go to the next tier. But we end up now with tier 6. And it does actually add some interesting things. Like tier 5 only just came into it. or you've then sort of got like siege tanks, which are really, really powerful, extra plating on your vehicles, heavy machine guns, and then back into tier 6, which is currently as far as we've got. But this one does then allow you to then go and get the hangar to sort of start to get aircraft. So this is the start of the aircraft sort of aspect of the game. You've got various other like assault troopers. So you've got like very like I haven't actually been able to build any of these just yet, but they'll be coming fairly soon. It just plays so well. And also you do actually have access to the 3 different factions, even though we're playing as the humans. We do actually have access to, like, it takes longer for us to get their techs. But like, so a fallen Orolus, for example, in through here is a voice unit, and it does require the Canticles of Dusk. If I turn off the voice units, I then don't get to see those. So I can filter these out if we really just want to focus on what the humans have got. And what we can do is even get rid of the humans and only see what we have as basic tiers, like basic things that everyone gets access to. So these are the sort of like the common techs, but this is quite a nice little addition as well. Just the fact that we can sort of tweak what actually happens with the game itself. So that's actually fairly cool. Anyway, that's pretty much the game. It's got a lot more different resources, and all the factions use all the different resources in different ways, and so it is quite interesting in that sort of sense. Anyway, that's Zephon. I won't spend much more time with that one, but it is. I've got to say, I'm super impressed with it. And like when I first played the first of the demos that came out, I thought it was good, but not great. I now think it's great. This is. It's so much more fun than Gladius, and Gladius is one of my favourite games. So anyway, I thought I'd just mention that one. If you don't have a single, watch your live stream as an F on Twitch, and I like it. It's on my wish list. I agreed I would really like a Gladius too. I would love that. I did actually mention that to the devs the other day, because the devs actually contacted me and said, "Oh, you haven't played it for a while, or I don't think you've played it for a while," which I hadn't. But you might want to have a look at this one, because this is like now the game is really, really taking shape, and it really is. So for me, this is one of the most like this has now gone from a game that I know I would enjoy playing to a game that's going to become an absolute core, a staple of what I do into the future, because I just love it so much. It's not just a reskin of Gladius. This goes well beyond that. It's got so many more innovations. Things even like roads, you've got a road system. I haven't built roads, for example, down this way. Like there's no roads that lead through here. You also have Z levels, which I don't know if Gladius had them, but there's actually an X, Y, Z coordinates, and that does allow you to actually sit on hills and fire over the top of things, which is quite interesting. So you can actually plan your attacks. Like this is a height 4, for example. Oops, what's that one? That goes down to a height 3, down to a height 2, for example, and then back into here, height 0 for the water. And so it's so even though it looks a little bit like Gladius, or a lot like Gladius, it actually does have a lot more going into it. When you find the old cities, like these are all road networks, which allow you then to move quickly through the areas where there are actually roads. And so there was a city there, but it looks like the roads may have disappeared with the city when we destroyed it. We've got a road system. We've just built a very basic road system that leads out through the top. You can see there's roads that sort of extend out this way. They actually go through the forest and sort of extend from Good Springs and then down to our second city. There's a road system that sort of runs in through that side. That was when we were attacking in the north. So what I really should do now is bring another engineer. You can see there's another road system that goes down to here, but we should bring an engineer out, clear out this bleed, which is like wireweed from Gladius. This is why I think people will think, oh, it's just Gladius, but with a reskin. It's got a lot of similarities to Gladius, but it really does have its own unique sort of feel to it, and it does look heaps better than Gladius when you zoom into it. And there's just so much that does go on. It's very much a living, breathing planet with what does actually happen with it. Anyway, so and the graphics really do look heaps better than Gladius, which is sort of fun. I really quite like what Gladius had, but this is just done. They've done such a good job of this. These are the big siege tanks that we that we can sort of get access to. Which yeah, so it's I would love to see Gladius too. I would love it. I would love it. Anyway, that's Zephon. Grab it if you haven't, well, even if you have played it in the past. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised with what it does do now. Let's exit to the desktop. That was number 1. So we've covered the first game that I want to talk about. I've got a couple of Hooded Horse games as well. So Zephon is being self-published by Proxy Studios. Hooded Horse sent me a couple of games saying, hey, check these out. These are what's coming. Let's have a look at Beyond These Stars. This is actually really cool as well. Sorry, I'll just read a few of the comments and just to see where we go. Definitely can't wait for the full release of Spark. And Dom UK is saying also about the money. Don't lose money to rights holders who frankly may do very little. I'm not sure what that one's to do with. Sorry. Yeah, so Spark saying Zephon is made. I must have missed a few others. Hi, Pickle Father, saying been a while since I caught you live. I'm glad you're still doing well. I hope hello everyone in the chat as well. I should point out I'm still actually working really hard in real life, and so I've got my time is a bit more limited at the moment, but it should start to settle out a bit after this month. I'm hoping. So this month's going to be a bit of a hard one for me, but then after that I should be gaming as strong as ever, I think. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, so is Zephon made by the same studios as Gladius? Yes, it is. Different publisher. They're self-publishing this one, so they do get a lot of freedom with Zephon. Yeah, which is why I'm looking forward to it. And so yeah, really would be great as Gladius too. Says Hugh David. And yeah, so Dom UK is saying also about the money. Don't lose money to rights holders who frankly may do very little. Yeah, I'm thinking you mean about like Games Workshop and things like this. What's not in the demo versus the final release? It feels like you've played a full game in the demo. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we're getting very close. The fact that it's release or 0.8 and usually a 1.0 would be where we end up with at the time the game is ready. So I think we've got to. I think that they'll probably release one more tech level before the release. So I'm thinking the release might be within a few months' time. So that's what I would hope. It certainly feels balanced and polished and all that. And it really, like you can play a full fun game of the game at this point in time, which is great. Yeah, hi Michael, how you going? And Michael's in saying, not sure if I joined the middle of the fighting or if it was a better effects or something else, but I liked watching this more than Gladius. Yeah, it looks better. It's much more polished than Gladius is. Hi Tenru, how you going? And Bob's saying Zephon dethrones Gladius. Long live Zephon. It's sort of I still love playing Gladius. Like I can play that one happily at any time. And Chris is saying, does it have multiplayer? Yes, it does. If I'll just open it up again, I'll show you a start of a game because there's going to be they're releasing more and more factions as well slowly. See how much faster it is once you've actually got it loaded in. So with the way it's playing, there's going to be different, and I don't know what these are, but you've got like the basic parameters. You're then going to have like more in-depth other parameters you can then sort of start to load in as well in the game lobby. The fact that they call it a lobby, I think sort of does, it does sort of show that it should be multiplayer. Your game visibility, you've got sort of like, so you've got single player public, so private or friends only, so you can actually sort of, that way you can actually sort of have it fairly controllable. Again, Gladius was surprisingly good as a multiplayer game, and this one will be no exception, I'm sure of it. Difficulty medium, that's just against the AI. World size, we don't get the large or huge yet, but I've got to say, even the world size on small, I was having fun with it, and it was everything was far enough away to be able to protect what you've got, but close enough that you weren't spending too much time moving around on the actual planet's surface. So that felt fairly cool. Landmass, they do need tooltips for these, but this is sort of like how the overall heights of the hills are. It'll affect the cliffs, affect the water, things like that. Game speed is just standard. We can't change that one in the demo. Simultaneous turns. I turned that one off, so it just played as a turn-based game. The turn timer, if you've got multiplayer, you can then turn that one on, of course. The actual the factions themselves, I've just been playing the Fallen Soldier each time, actually, just so I get used to it and just get a feel for it. But we do actually have like a few different types of leaders that have got different abilities, and so each leader is actually really quite unique. And so the Fallen Soldier is very, very much like the Necrons in Gladius. Emulated Mind is a cyber affinity, so these are mainly sort of to do with cyber, and so we defeated this one, for example. But these have actually got different sorts of things, like unique things like fortress armaments. The Fallen Soldier has got like an undying sort of where it regenerates hit points. The Tribunal is a voice affinity. So they're the three different styles of gameplay, and so the voice is more about embracing what the aliens bring. The cyber affinity is more about embracing what Zephon has started to build on the planet. And so Zephon is actually an NPC. We don't get to play as Zephon, but we play with or against with these different NPCs. So we've got a heap of them. That's another cyber affinity. This one here is a human affinity, but again, very, very different to what we play with the Fallen Soldier. Similar sorts of units, but the overall gameplay can be quite different. And then we've got a few that we haven't got in the demo yet. So the Practical Romantic, the Rogue Operative, or the Untold Prophet. Or we can just play random, or we can go Spectator. I did try Spectator to see if I could see what the AI was doing, but that didn't work in the one that I was sort of playing. I'll just close that one off. And then we do actually have, in this case, you've got, actually that's the type. Is it AI? I don't know if we can change the AI type there. No, not really. Not sure how we play multiplayer in this version of it. I guess we do it here. Yeah, there we go. So we get a invite in. Yeah, so it does have, even this one does actually have multiplayer. So yeah, that can definitely be played that way, which would be fairly interesting actually as multiplayer, for the simple reason that you could definitely play a cooperative game against the NPC factions, which are always in the game, and they're quite strong. So it is quite cool. With Spectator OP, I've heard you literally cannot be defeated. Says Sithel. Yes, that's exactly true. You're just watching. But I did try watching just against the AI, and it didn't actually work. So that sort of is where we ended up there. It says, yes, Dom UK is saying Zephon is out in Q3 2024 according to Steam. That would make sense. That would be about right, I think. Hi, David. How are you going? David is actually involved with Microprose, and I do want to mention one of their games as well. That's on my little list of games. So, David, we will be looking at the game that you forwarded to me, which looks pretty cool as well. So there's a lot of, as I said before, there's a lot of great games coming out. Anyway, Zephon, definitely have a look at that one. If you've looked at it over a while back, have a look at it now, because it really does feel much more balanced than what it was there before. Hi Zarks, how you going? Now what did we get up to? Yeah, so those are big, those siege tanks. Yeah, they're and the balance of the different units is actually fairly cool as well. Yeah, so Dom UK is saying, yeah, Zephon is out in Q3. Rogue is saying Hooded Horses, some awesome games. They've got some interesting. There's one game that is not in the next fest that I can see anyway, which I really wish it was, and that's Mars Tactics. I love the look of that game, and I've sort of been hoping that there'll be more information about Mars Tactics, but I just can't really. I just don't have anything at this point in time. Chris is saying I just checked out the specs for Zephon. It's not too power hungry, which is good. Yeah, it's fairly basic. The actual overall structure of the way Zephon and Gladius does work, and Zephon is just really like an improved engine of Gladius. The way it sort of works with what it does do. That's why it'd be cool to see a Gladius too. Was Spectator OP? I've heard you literally cannot be defeated. Actually, I did that one before, didn't I? Sorry, I did mention that one. Yeah, anyway, let's go into the next one. So I've got like a list of them in through here. So Beyond These Stars actually looks like I started playing just the tutorial of this one, but this looks very cool. This is a Hooded Horse game. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water. Yeah, so Beyond These Stars is a city builder with a big difference. And it's the way it sort of works is that you've got the. I'll just continue where I am because I can then sort of show you what's going on. So you've got a space whale and you're building on the back of a space whale, which makes perfect sense. Yeah, so anyway, this is, you've got these different characters. We'll just go and, I don't know if these are just in the tutorial or not. I'll skip all this. Skip all of that. And so what you've got is you've got to then go and build different things. In fact, that's, we're trying to build a warehouse at this point in time. The way it works is you're on the back of this big space whale. So that's the space whale. It's traveling through hyperspace at this point in time, and we have like a little buildable area that we can then sort of go and build in through here. Now it's fairly relaxed sort of game, to be honest, at this point in time. I don't know if it ramps up in any sort of meaningful way, and I don't know if it's different each time you play it. This of course is just a demo. You see that there's different characters being born over time as well, like as long as you build up the city fast enough. So you arrive on this spaceship, and then you've literally just got to go through, like in this case, build 3 potato patches, build a water pump, configure a warehouse. So the warehouse has now been built. We then need to start to configure it. But so I won't spend much time with this, but this one may, like if you're into city builders, I think that this one is worth having a look at just because it is so unusual, and it is, you know, fairly unique the way it does actually sort of then go and work. Yeah, love my space whale, says Cecil. And Dominic Kane saying the big difference is a whale instead of a turtle, which is the real world is sitting on. There was another game as well where you actually had like a big flying animal. I forget what that one was. No, it was walking. It was a big like walking dinosaur that you built on the back of. And I don't know if it's the same development company. That one I think was tile based. God, what was that one called? The Wandering something or other. But anyway, this game looks pretty interesting. It's got that sort of settlers vibe about it, but with a bit of a difference as well, where you're trying to sort of get, I think, off the back of the space whale, I think is what's trying to happen in through there. And there is sort of like a tutorial that sort of just runs you through what you need to be going and doing. So there's a lot involved with this one, but it looks and feels really quite immersive, I've got to say. So Michael's saying the landscape reminds me a bit of the old game Populous too, but just prettier. Yeah, it does have a really nice look to it, and you can sort of zoom around to any angle. I really like just the aesthetics. It really does feel great. I don't know how far out we can go with this. Like, we're constrained to just the green areas pretty much. So we can sort of see what's going on. Can I go right around the whale? Oh, I can go further out than I thought I could. So we can sort of just have a bit of a look around. But I really like the overall feel of it. Like those big cliffs at the back there. It's just got a really, really good feel about it. Anyway, that's also coming, so you can certainly try to do this one as well. It's too unhappy, so they've taken a break to relax. But it's a fairly relaxing sort of game. Like, you don't have to do anything with it. It's sort of I don't think there's like a combat aspect to it, but you've got all sorts of different buildings down through here. Again, it's it's a city builder essentially. Is really what it actually is. You can see we're getting lots of kids being born in the city at this point in time. So the Wandering Village, that's the one I was thinking of. I don't know if it's the same group that does this. If we go back out to the menu, I won't save that. But you can see there it does become quite intricate, and I'm pretty sure this it's a random map each time. The credits, who is it? Balancing Monkey Games. I don't know if we can skip past all that. No, we can't. That doesn't ring a bell. That actually doesn't ring a bell in terms of the group. If I just go into the Wandering Village, I didn't play much of that. But that again looked like a pretty cool game. Where did I put that one? It should be in my list of games in through here, I would have thought. Wandering Village. But it's got the same sort of vibe about it. But it'll just be more modern, I guess, unless it's a different company. I guess we can just look it up. We'll have a look at it. We'll look it up on Steam. So we'll just go back across. The Wandering Village. Yeah, Straythorn Studios, that's different again. So yeah, it's a different sort of game, but this one, like, you know, so it's got the same sort of feel as this anyway. Where you're wandering around. Yeah, very different graphic style. But similar sort of approach, I guess. So yeah, same sort of theme, I guess, to it. Yeah, these devs made Before We Leave before making this game, Beyond These Stars. So there we go. Before We Leave, I don't know that one. I got to say, I'm pretty impressed with the with this one. Before We Leave, when was that one done? City building game set in a cozy corner of the universe. Yeah, no, yes. This looks very, very similar, doesn't it? Yeah, this looks very similar. Oh yes, you can definitely see the. So that one's from 3 years ago. Oh, this is a follow-on from this, because they show this aspect of it in the lead-in. Yeah, this is actually the follow-on. And so I think when you leave this planet, you then find your way to the space whale. So this is this one, version 2. This makes sense. Fairly relaxed. I like that one. I like the look of that one. I don't know anything about it. Hi ZXM, how you going? Monkey Games. There we go. All right. So anyway, that's their older game, which is mostly positive, only 78%. 78% is okay for these sort of games. Anyway, that's that one there. I'll just leave that one alone. Yeah. What else have we got through there? We've got Adamans is saying these hooded horse games are boring for me instead. I think I've got a lot of city builders that I end up getting. I don't do many recordings of them, but I end up with some really, really relaxing city builders. There's some really good ones that have come out. This one looks to be avoiding hungry space whales. In this case, they're actually now settling on the space whale. That's the previous game. And that's not Hooded Horse, this particular one. This was Team 17. But anyway, that's the new one that's going to be coming. I like that. I've got to say, I find what they've done with this one. I feel the balance of it's going to be fairly good. Just from the small amount that I have played in the demo. But grab the demo if you're at all interested in that one. It looks like a relaxing one. But there's games like Dwarf Romantic. There's heaps of them where you've actually got where you literally are just building very, very simply to just have a relaxing time. This one feels a little bit more like that than an actual than a full blown sort of city builder. I mean, I guess the best city builder I've ever played is the what's it called? Where would it be? I'm just going to try to see it there now. Might be under miscellaneous. It's another one. It's another Hooded Horse game. I can't think of what it actually is. You've got different animals that sort of are building different things up. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it there. It's not presenting itself. Yeah, it's sort of it doesn't fit into any of these real classifications that I've got. It would have been under miscellaneous, I would have thought, but I can't see it there. It's funny because I really enjoyed playing it. Against the Storm, that's what I was thinking of. Against the Storm. Yeah, so Against the Storm is like a lot more aggression in it than what I can sort of see with this other one. So Against the Storm is sort of much like that for me is an incredible game. But yeah, it is fairly cool the way it does actually sort of then go and work. I was just saying I've been playing Ark lately. Biggest dinos can have small platforms on them. Oh, okay, I haven't played that one. Hi, Michael, how you going? And Nisi is saying Civilization 7 was announced. Any thoughts about what you want to see in the game? Yeah, we'll have a look at that as well, I think, towards the end of the session. So we'll have a look at that in a little while. We'll just get through these demos. So that was Beyond the Stars. The next demo I want to play is another Hooded Horse game, which is Heart of the Machine, which I did got a video I'm going to have coming out in a day or so on this one, because I quite like the feel of this one. And this is by Arkan Games, which is... which actually did AI Wars way back in the day, and so they're a good developer, good development company, and so I'll show this one here. Yeah, Against the Storm, I think is by far the best city builder I've ever played, by an absolute mile. Yeah, Civ 7 was actually, they botched the announcement. They actually released it too early. I think they released all the information a day earlier than what they were supposed to, from what I read. But yeah, Civ 7 has been announced. So we'll have a look at that one. Just let this one load in. Now, this demo just does give you a bit of a feel for how to play the game. It doesn't really get you into a full-blown game as such. Not that I don't think it does. This sort of does, but not in any sort of meaningful way. Come on, game, load in. Here we go. Just trying to load in now, I think. The premise of this game is that you are an AI, and you've sort of awoken in a dystopian type world, and in a mega city, and you're a bit confused as to what's going on, but you've got to then start making decisions as to how you're then going to either take over the city or be benevolent. So you've got to then sort of start to do different things that won't attract the attention of the humans on the surface, and humans are suspicious of robots anyway. So if we just go across, if I go to start another profile, I might as well do it this way. And I'll just show you the start of the game, because it is pretty cool the way it sort of does work. I'll just call this one YouTube for now. And you've got different missions that you do start with. So you've got like prologue, which just takes you through the backstory, which is actually, I'll just show you how that one does work so you get a feel for it. Chapter 1 is just going through tactics. So this one here is a way to then sort of get into just how to play the game. And then Freedom is sort of like the main game, the main open game. It's a bit like a story generator, a little bit like RimWorld in that sort of sense, where different things will come up, different scenarios that will then sort of trigger complex interactions, and so it's quite cool the way it does work. The Freedom one is not part of the actual demo, but you'll get a feel for whether you like the game or not. It's one of these games I think that a lot of people will like to play this one, but it's not going to be for everyone. So if we just start new through here, so it generates a map. The maps tend to be generated, tend to be randomized. Now, we are a consciousness that has taken. We can take over different robot bodies based on how much brain power we actually have at any one point in time, and so slowly we have to then build over and take over the actual city itself. The premise is really, really cool. There was an old game that came out, and I might look it up actually. It's called Chaos Empires. Let me have a look and see if I can find it, because it's it won't be part of Steam, I don't think. Chaos Empires. Nope. It's before Steam. This is a before Steam game. Chaos Empires. Empire. Maybe it's just Chaos Empire. That's not it either. Chaos Empire. That's not it either. No. God, it's I think it's Chaos Empire city game. Just look it up and see if I can find it. That's not it either. God, it's so old that it doesn't even. Was it even before the internet? It probably was. God, what was it called? It was Chaos something. I can't think of what it actually was, but it reminds me of like a modern version of that one. So Michael's saying, Daz, you've had a look at the Ancients issue. That was asked before. I don't know anything at all about the Ancients, so yeah, I've got no idea. Chaos City. I'll just go Chaos City game. No Chaos Cities. God, what was it called? Chaos, that's not it either. No, I can't think of what it was. Very, very good game though. Like, it was a game that I was surprised they didn't make a remake of it, because it was so interesting. Like, where you had to sort of come and set up like crime gangs and things like this to then take over portions of the city. And other people have tried to do similar sorts of games in the since then, but have not done a good job of it. This game looks to be this particular game looks to be pretty close to what this one did do, but in the Arkham Games style, which is always a good. Like, Arkham Games really do a good job of balancing complex things in interesting ways. And so anyway, this one here, you've taken over a tech laboratory. So there we go. We've got Sizzle saying it was released in '67 at ran mainframe computer at MIT. Only 5 people ever played it. One of them was Daz. No, it really was. God, what was it called? Okay, oh, I know what it is. Chaos Overlord. It's Chaos Overlord. When did that one come out? Chaos Overlords computer game. There we go. There was a Chaos Overlords too. Okay, so this one's on GOG. Okay, so you can grab this one on GOG. Yeah, it won't be anywhere else. I don't think. Abandonware. Yeah, this is old. This is really, really old. But it rates highly. Look at the rating of this. Now, Chaos Overlords 2. Was there ever any? What happened with that? Chaos Overlords 2. No, this looks like there was. Yeah, I don't know if Chaos Overlords 2 ever actually existed. Anyway, Chaos Overlords on GOG. So we'll accept all these in through here. It's $10 or $9 Australian. We won't go into that one, but anyway, that's yeah. So essentially, what happened was you ended up with like a random city, and you had to then go back in and take over portions of the city using sort of like crime. So it was like a crime game, but it was and you had these different cards that you then played as these were the characters that you then sent around to do different things within the city itself. It was quite a nice game, I've got to say. So it's yeah. Anyway, it rates fairly highly, as you can sort of see through there. But it was it's a not really old game. Actually, when did that one come out? So Chaos Overlords. That's. I'll just get rid of the 2. Just find out the date that it came out. 96. There we go. So just as the internet was just starting to come out, turn-based strategy. New World Computing was the publisher. There we are. So anyway, that's and they were the developer as well. Good, a really good game though. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, that's where we are. So we'll just go in and have a look at this one. So what you do is you end up waking up as a technician, and then you've got to decide what you do. So, and it sort of seems like it's text driven, but it's actually not. These just set up the scenarios. So if we go into attempt to leave peacefully, we're then going to go through random different things to see what's going on with this one. So attempt to leave peacefully. So a man is calling out for you to stop. It's not clear what he wants. We can do things like kill him and hide the body, or stop and listen. Let's do that. So we kill him. At that point, we then get a second robot that then comes and joins us. We then exit the warehouse, and we're now in the city. And so this is the actual where most of the game is played. Those little lead-up things trigger events. And so the event in this case is we now actually have... We're still trying to be secretive about our own existence. We're the AI that is controlling everything. And so the city is like a representation of what we see as the AI. It's not a true representation. This is sort of like the city itself is quite a large area. This is the area that we can actually then operate inside. But the city itself extends well beyond what we're sort of seeing through there. So it's quite a big area. And we're not trying to take over. In this case, because of what happened there, we've got two robots. We've got the technician robot in through here, plus we actually have the combat droid that we also ended up leaving with. But there's now an investigation that's going to be happening. And so what we'd have to then go and do is, and this is just where we go, we just have to go, the murders were noticed. There's a lot of information, a lot of tool tips in the game. So escape plan, speak to a rebel. So we need to find a rebel. The rebels will, any objectives will have this sort of like this flashing area. We have to go and speak to this particular rebel. So let's go across and talk with them. They're not convinced. I won't spend too much time with this, but essentially it then leads us to equip the Slayer ability. So we now have to go through and equip different abilities. At the moment we can't kill humans, and so we need to equip a human killing ability. So we end up going to, all technicians will then have Slayer in this case, and so we're just being directed through. I'll just go with CPU power for the technicians, 2 of those. Apply the changes. We'll go back to our combat droid. So we've got to try to stay hidden, like blending in this. For some of these, we then have to choose which robots we're then going to go in to try to do the mission, essentially. So in this case, with this one, we'll send this one in with Slayer modes as well. I won't go through in too much detail, but it's pretty cool the way it does work. The optical processing priority will actually then give us better targeting. So I'll grab 2 of those, and we'll apply those changes. So this combat droid is now ready to go. We need to spread to 4 different androids. I'm going to grab the technician droid. And what we can then go and do is we can then go down to Street Sense, which will then give us a feel for what's around. So we've got a nickel bot back over through there. We've got ourselves another combat droid, another technician. So let's go to this one here. So we've now got the nickel bot, and we've then got technician, combat droid. We'll just go and grab those. So we've now picked up those different robots. Let's go to the nickel bot, because we haven't set this one up yet. So this is a different type of robot. These are sort of like more middle of the road. Just quickly go and give this one also the Slayer ability. This one can repair nearby units and structures. Let's go and give it additional CPU and also just the optical as well. And we'll apply those changes. And so now we need to attack an investigator. Now we've got these action points for different things. I'm going to go and grab the our unit here. Now if I go and attack this one, you can see 115% damage, which means we're going to destroy this investigator. We can also attack the rebel, by the way, as well. So we'll just go across, we'll click on the Slayer mode, bang, in we go. Now they've then brought in different units to try to protect what they're doing. Notification, we've got all these different things. I'll just click out of the way, but it sort of ends up becoming a tactical game. Now we're being targeted by other units, which we have to be careful of. So now we're sort of we've got a bit of a problem with this particular unit. The other units we haven't been spotted yet, like that, so they're actually sort of out of the way. That one there we can only do 44%. So because we don't have a good place to go, but these guys are all going to be targeting us. So this one is essentially going to be killed off next turn. So we have to then sort of decide what to do. But it's a interesting game. Again, it's got that sort of like that weird Arkham game sort of style of things. But it is pretty interesting the way it does actually work. Things like the city, for example, and you end up beyond this first mission. Once you actually achieve this one, you then go into building your base. So it's got like base building in the city. You're then trying to sort of do different missions after that. So it's quite nicely done. There is actually a city map, and so in this case, this is the city. This is the city that we're in. We're in the corner in through here. There's different robots we can then get to control. So actually, where is it? It's the inventory. Let's close that one. That's the handbook. The log. Yeah, back to the city again. But it's as I say, it's quite nice the way it sort of does work. We ultimately can get like it's turn-based, so you don't, like, all these little things happening aren't really a big part of the actual game itself. But there are things in the city. Like if we go to a different, if I go back to combat mode, then get to sort of see more of just what's happening in combat mode. Or if I go to beacons, this will then show me the different types of cities. So we've got like a cultist temple in there, for example. We've got a school back over there. got a licensing agency. And these all have different things that you then can do. They've also got these mechs that you can control these as well. And so these will also either come after you or you can try to control them. So you've got different mechs around the place, different buildings. And so slowly as you build up, you end up with quite an interesting way of it playing. There's a mech inside the area that we actually have. Hardly going to do any damage to the actual mechs, but you can ultimately get hold of those as well. There's more mechs down this way as well. So yeah, very, very interesting looking game. So I haven't played much of it, but that's a demo that is available. I don't know how much of the demo you can play and how deep you can get into it, but it does look interesting. So I thought I'd just show you that one as well. If you check out Synergy, is that like the old? Is that an old game? I know an old game. Anyway, that's you have a vague memory of Chaos Overlord, says Sithel. Yeah, I love that game. It was really, really quite cool. I enjoyed the idea of having like a random city and then sort of needing to randomly try to sort of take over different areas, which was quite well done. Amnesia saying Civ 4 was my favourite, particularly modded versions. Yeah, that was very, very good. Yeah, 4 was peak, says Richard. I think that they got too tricky after that, like with different things with Civilization. It sort of, I lost interest in it after 4 as well. 4 I did enjoy playing a lot. Yeah, Richard's saying this game looks interesting, and Eddie Ballgame saying, Daz, have you checked out Synergy? Actually, we did that one. I mentioned that one before. It's a new game. I don't know that one. Let's just get out of this game. Exit the desktop. But that looks pretty cool, that one. Synergy. Oh, it's a relaxing city builder where humanity must adapt to the ecosystem of a strange world. I don't know this one. I have seen it though. It's very positive, 83%. Early access game. Yeah, Goblins Publishing. I don't think I've got it. Yeah, so it's similar to Wandering Village in through there. Let's have a look and see. Do I have it? Synergy.
In the golden dawn,
no, I don't have it. But yeah, I have seen this one. This one does look interesting, actually. It does look interesting. Right. Anyway, let's continue back on with the demos. So the next demo. Now, the next demo, I don't think it's been optimized yet for like it really chews through my my computer system. So like my fans go a bit crazy, but it looks really cool. I might show it first of all on Steam, and then I'll open her up. I'm just a little bit worried about how much my fans struggle with it. This is actually, what was it called? It's I think it's Unbroken. You've forgotten, but Unbroken. There we go. And so this one is by Microprose, the publisher of this particular one. I'll just close that one off, and I'll show you the gameplay aspect, because this one does look interesting, and I haven't played much of it simply because of the fans on my computer. But what looks interesting is I think you have a fair bit of choice in amongst the actual missions themselves. Just open it right up. So you've got like if we just go back and if we do an analysis of the of what we're seeing through here. So we've got set missions. So it's not random missions at all, I don't think. But what I liked about it was you've got intelligence reports, you've got this sawmill. This will be the actual mission itself. You're trying not to be detected, so it's sort of like a partisan type thing. So you've got these different things with different sorts of abilities. And so again, it's sort of one of these things where you can bring different types of units. So it's not as if you've got like a type of unit into the actual game itself. It actually is a game where you do actually have choice. You do get to recruit. They've got different skill sets over time as well. So different equipment.
Przebiję. Rozkaz, szef. Du tam.
I'm moving. Schneller! Schneller!
And this is interesting as well. Like you've got these machine guns then sort of fire, where they fire a spray across a different area, which I haven't seen in these games before, where it literally is a spray and pray type effect. But it does do damage. See the grenades in through there. The combat is unusual. It sort of it feels like what's that game? It's one of the, it's like it came after XCOM. There was a game where you could actually choose what to shoot at, and it sort of looks like it does that, but it doesn't. It's sort of like you've got different degrees of aiming, a little bit like Xenonauts, I guess, in that sort of sense, where you can sort of have like more critical type aiming, and then you have the different sorts of shots do come in, but you can't aim at like heads or bodies or legs or whatever it might be. So I think it is almost like a puzzle type combat game. It's too bad, isn't it? Phoenix Point, that's what I was thinking of, yes. You've got like different classes can do different things. That mentioned there fear. Fear is an interesting aspect in the game. See, it's got the minus 20% fear. Now, fear is one of those things. If you fight back, the fear goes down. But if you're sort of trying to run away or do something like that, the fear will rise to the point where you can't actually play your turn out. So that looks fairly interesting.
Vive la France! Los, los, los!
It looks pretty cool. So in that sort of sense, it looks like it's going to be a fair bit of fun, and it looks like it's not just going to be like one of these puzzle games. It is purely puzzle game. Actually got Phoenix Point because of you, Dad, says Garatian. Yeah, Phoenix Point's an interesting game. Yeah, it really is. With its aiming. Some relax at your base. There we are. But it's not just it's not a typical game where you end up with just the set of the same units. Not that I can tell anyway. It looks quite different. So ZXM is saying, I love Phoenix Point. Great game that overall suffers from not enough people knowing about it. Yeah, I agree. Well, that's again one of these games that came to the Epic Game Store first, and unfortunately, I think when games do release to Epic, it's hard for them to. They've got to do a really big marketing push to be able to get them to perform well on Steam by the time they get there, because they've essentially been out for about a year or so by the time they come across, and people think it's just an old game. It's a difficult situation for developers in that sort of sense. Anyway, that's I thought I'd just show that one. I've got the game, but my fans all go really crazy when I do load it at this stage with the demo that I've got. So I'm thinking it still needs to probably, certainly on my system, I've got AMD graphics cards, and I don't know if that's the problem, but it's and I don't even know if it is a problem, to be honest. I haven't checked to see what's happening with the temperatures or anything like that. But I just don't. Whenever my fans go crazy with any game, I tend to not play it until it's sort of been optimized a little bit better for the computer. So I was always a bit wary of putting too much stress on my computer. But this one does look interesting. It's sort of interesting simply because it's got the same sort of I guess the same sort of squad-based mechanics, but a little bit more open-ended with the way it sort of does work. Gratian saying, I buy games on sale, so every Epic exclusive release delays my purchase by another year. I hate it. Yeah, it's sort of, it is Epic releases. I don't know how long it's going to continue with Epic games, because I think they've stopped doing these exclusives, or they're going to be stopping doing these exclusives fairly soon, I think. Anyway, that's Forgotten but Unbroken, which is coming as well. That's release date is 2024, and there is the demo that you're going to be able to get as of tomorrow as well for that one there. And I think I've only got one more demo I did want to show today, and then we can have a look at that Civ and a few of the other things. What else have we got? Yeah, I haven't played this one, Airborne Empire demo. This is another one that I'm allowed to show as of yesterday. I was under instruction not to show it, but I haven't played it yet. So but let's have a look and see. Actually, have I played it? Maybe I have played it. It's downloading content. This won't take long. This looks really interesting, actually, as well. This is a bit of a city builder as well, but in a weird sort of way with a lot of combat. So I'm looking forward to sort of getting into this particular game as well. So Eddie Ballgame saying, speaking of games which optimised over the past few years, Panzer Corps 2 has really improved in that area. Yes, yeah, that was another one that was used to sort of chug along with the fans and things, and now it sort of plays really, really smoothly. There's a few games like that, like where they're in the early access stage. The focus isn't on trying to get them to they tend to chew through the resources, whereas when they sort of hit a certain area, they then focus very heavily on getting that one fixed up. There was another game that we played a lot of. I'm trying to think of which one it was. I don't think it was Distant Worlds 2. For me, that one always played well, but people used to report that one was always a bit difficult. Like, I've got a lot of cores and a lot of memory on my computer, so whenever the fans do go a bit crazy, I always think, oh, what's going on there? Because for me, it's unusual to have the fans go a bit sort of funny, but I know that with some games, it's just the way that they do it. Anyway, here we go. So this is Airborne Empire, which is quite interesting. It's sort of like I think it's from the same guys that did Flotsam, but this one is more of a combat sort of style. If we go, and I haven't really played this, but what I saw I did really quite like. So if I just go and begin without knowing what to do. So made it to the skies. It's hard to believe our small group might remake the Flying Cities of old, but every story has a beginning, so we'll just continue on. I hope this isn't going to go too crazy. Let's just escape out of this. All right, so I think what we do is we grab, this is our town centre, and we can then go and sort of build different things. Now, what have we got? Customise buoy, customise motifs, lock the camera. So we've got a building ability that we can then go and do. We're supposed to go over, there's different resources on the land, like this one, for example. There's a little village back over there. If I go and click on that one, it will then start to make its way across there. And then there'll be like a buoy that will then go up into, and what's the basic controls? Left mouse button to select objects in the game, right mouse button and it's QEWASD. So I can then sort of start to have a bit of a look around. See what's going on with the actual game itself. And the idea is that you end up building your platform. You recruit from the cities. You collect resources. Like if I go across there, am I going to be able to recruit that one? I'm not sure. Then you've got the different builds. So we've got like these walking structures, acts as both road and support. So we can start to sort of then build on the actual craft itself. So if I go and do that, the little builders will then sort of come out and start to build on the location. It was locked in there. I'm not sure why it's not locked. That's the map that we're sort of now exposing. It doesn't look great, like a fun little game. Like it's just go and click on that one again. There comes another buoy coming up. Yep, and so in this case, I think we can now recruit from there. But I'm not sure what we do. Just a tavern in a small settlement? Okay. Yep, so anyway, that's there's different things that do come up. Yeah, so we're going to start to hire. This one requires housing, so we need to go back in and start to build housing on the actual ship itself. I've got a hangar, contains aircraft. I like that. So they can just go and build that one there. As to say, I haven't played this one at all, but I really do like the look of it. Looks Looks like a very interesting sort of concept. And from here we can then go to contains aircraft, customized planes. Yeah, that's, I'm not sure what we can do with this one here. But as I say, I haven't really played much of it, so I don't know what to do. Just go back out from there. That's customized motifs, lock camera. Yeah, that's okay. So, but anyway, it's got the academy. Yeah, so we need more stuff. Actually, housing blocks. What do we need? It costs wood, so we need to go back to the wood in through here, I guess. Forest, 58 remaining, about 2 per trip. How do we? I'm not sure how we get these buildings and tilt. So you have to be careful of the tilt of your actual of your flying craft. Just stop it. Yeah, I'm not sure how we access these. Oh, there we go. So we'll just go and these are now sending down workers to then pick up the actual wood. So ZXM is saying, is this game is an open world sandbox? I believe it is or will be. Like I'm not sure if it is at the start, but it looks like it is. And there's different things, and I'm not sure if every time we play it, if it's different, or just how different it will be. Like we've got a big city back over there, for example, that we don't see on the map just yet. Oh, yes, we do. That's Haven Mill. So we're now getting more wood. Just picking up the wood in through here. So we just need to get the housing block. Just get a little bit more, but there is you've got combat as well. Like so, it's not just city building. It's actually it looks very balanced with the way it does actually then go and work. Just going. Looks like we need these around the place. Haha, that's cool. So these are just come flying in. Do loop the loops back in through there. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we've got that one. If we go back into building, we can now get the housing block and just start to sort of build those in as well. So I can build that next to the path. It really feels good to play this one, actually. This one is, I think it's going to be quite an enjoyable little game. And if we just go back down, yeah, look at this. We've, yeah, so we've still got aircraft coming back down to pick up the goods. Nice little game, this one, isn't it? It's a sequel to Airborne Kingdom. I don't know that one. ZXM looks neat. Looks like it may be very casual though. So it's just the start of it. Yeah, this is just the start. But I have seen, like, if we go back out, let's quit out of this one. We'll exit. We won't save. But the actual videos of it do show a little bit more of what's going on with that one. This one is what was it called? This one is Airborne Empire. And yeah, so I'm only just allowed to start to show it actually. Let's go and have a look at this video. We got pirates that attack us. There's your turtle down below. Looks great, doesn't it? Looks great. So, and is it a sandbox, a vast landscape in this open world RPG city builder, combining the methodical construction and management of a city builder, the unique lift, balance, and propulsion needed for a flying city, and the compelling character, dangers, and adventures of an RPG. Looks great, I've got to say. This one looks really, really cool. And so this one's coming to the next fest as well. One of a kind, it challenges players to manage, build, and grow their own unique city in the skies. They traverse a vast and rich open world full of new data. I don't know if the world is random. I guess we can find out by starting it up again. So I don't know if it's like a procedural world. I'm guessing it would be, but I just don't know. I've got one more to look at. Wait, do we get Zeph on early access tomorrow? Yes, you should do. You should be getting version 8 of the demo for Zeph on tomorrow. Let's just go and begin. I don't know if the demo may just be the one map. Yeah, it's the same. That was 58 last time, from memory. Yeah, let's just quit out of this one. Let's begin. Yeah, that's going to be Havermill back and through there. Yeah, okay. Now this map looks like it's the same. That's a shame, actually. I hope that it is random maps, like where random stuff does actually happen. If we go to settings, yeah, it's not going to show us in through there as such. So main menu, don't save. Yeah, so settings don't change it all there. I would love to know if this was going to have like a procedural generation, or if maybe it's just this bit that's actually that's established and then it's got random after that. I don't know, but it looks very, very cool. I've got to say, I do like the look of it. If it's the same map time after time, it's going to get a bit boring. So I wouldn't be all that happy with if that was the case. But if it is random maps each time, that would be awesome. So now the last one I really want to show off, which I'm really, it's funny because before I started doing this particular session, I thought I'd play Scramble. I've got like a version. This is the demo version of Scramble. Let me just start it up. This is Scramble Battle of Britain. This is so impressive, I've got to say. It's so simple but so impressive, and it's actually I thought it was going to be so much easier than what it is to actually play. Like there's a lot involved in it. And I won't play too much of this one, but it's one of these things where, like, I started playing it half an hour before the ChatTactic session was supposed to start, thinking I'll play for 10 minutes. And I looked up and I had 3 minutes to go before the o'clock, before I had to then, and I just was lost in the game. I was having fun just trying different things, just seeing what was actually happening. I was testing sort of running into like whether you can, for example, run into the ships that are on the ocean. But I just didn't even realise it was half an hour went past. I thought it was maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And I looked up and thought, oh my God, I've got to pack it away and get into the actual, this actual session. So anyway, this is a game that I'm really looking forward to the release of. But this is the Next Fest demo, this one here. So you'll be able to pick this one up tomorrow as well. I know I really do think that this is worth grabbing. Like this is one that's, as I say, I've been having so much fun with it. It's fairly limited in the sense that you've got limited missions to do, but there is actually like an instant action which is random each time. But to be honest, even just the missions that the game comes with in this demo are fairly cool. Like if we go into training, even just the training is very, very simple. Dogfights, you've got merging 1 versus 1. This will then sort of show, and this is hard. Like if I play this one, if I try to show this one, I could be here for anywhere from 5 minutes to half an hour just trying to figure out what to do. But I'll show you what I mean. I'll start this one. So we've got two aircraft which we've got a Messerschmitt back over this other side. We're coming back over here. And so we're now going to be going into a dogfight situation with only 3,600 meters of feet up, from the ground. And we're in the English Channel. All of this demo only shows the English Channel. But if we go across and start the match, And as I say, I've just been playing this one a lot. I've just been enjoying it so much. And so the two craft are flying next to each other. Now, I don't know if it's target. If we press X, that's the actual target that we actually have. So we need to make sure that we actually do have them as the target. So we see them over this other side. This is Zoran Schultz, or whatever his name might be. And so we can sort of see that he's travelling at 300 miles per hour at 3,609 foot. We're also at the same height, 300 miles per hour, pretty much the same sort of deal back and through here in our Spitfire. I don't know how many different types of aircraft there will be, but this is really, really interesting. And the way it works is, it looks so simple, but it's actually really not. For us to then go and we need to try to get in behind him and then be able to use our guns. So if I use, I've got I've got the pitch, like the dive and climb, and I also have like the oar, like I've got left and right as well. So if I go left and right, I can do different things, but it actually, the more I actually get the ailerons to react, the more the craft will then sort of do different things. So when I'm pretty close to the middle there, it will be okay, but the more I go around, the more the aircraft will then start to bank. So if I bring this one around this other side to try to get sort of like on his back, what we might do is actually loop over the top. So I'm just slightly off the center there. But if I go back into climb, I can then go, and this one here is indicating that we might end up with a bit of a blackout type situation if we stay there for any length of time. But let's go and bank over and see if we can do it without going into too much of this sort of G-forces. So it takes into account the G-forces. We'll just start to move this way. We don't know where if this one just stays where it's going, that's where it's going to end up. Let's just go and see what actually happens here. He did go straight ahead. We're banking around. Now he's going to then be looking like he's going to be coming back up a little bit. He's got a little bit of G-forces himself at that point. Let's just move around. Now we've got big G-forces here. Let's go and do that though. So we'll put the G-forces in, and we'll see there that the stamina of our pilot will then start to go back down. And so as stamina depletes, G-force tolerance will lower. And so we want to be sort of moving around. We don't want too much stamina lost with the G-force, but we want to get into a position where we can get in behind him. So let's just go and leave it this way. And we've now been able to bring that one back in around. Stamina has now dropped a little bit, and he's now moving up. So he's actually now starting to come back up the other way. Let's just see if we can stop what's going on with this one. Let's not do the climb so much anymore. But we'll just try to, we're going to have to a little bit. But it's quite finicky the way it does work. Let's just go and end up that way. To see what's going on with this, I can also just press the G key and go to the final one and just try to tweak where it's going to end up pointing. So let's just go, and we do get some, that means that we do actually have a shot there potentially if that's where he goes. What I want to do though is I want to end up with my aircraft sort of looking sort of in the right direction there. I'll leave it there. I won't fire at him though. We have to turn the ammo on. So I'll just press G back in here again, and we'll just see what happens here. He's moved up. I think he's now in a good position for us. So we're actually now coming back in around, and there we go. We do get more firing at where we think he might be. So as we sort of come back around, and again, if I press the G, I can then have a bit of a look to see what's going on there. Yeah, there's potentially some good shots we end up with him. Now I'm going to turn the ammo on. That will then show us where we're firing. Now we need to fire in front of him. Let's just see if we can sort of just take this one a little bit more out the front here. I think that's going to be our best bet. Looks like he's going to be looping around. So we'll just sort of we'll just try to anticipate where he's going. There we go. We've got a little bit more there. So that just if we just press G, we'll see what actually happens here. So we'll enter this one. We missed him, and he's now spinning back around. So we're now down to 554. So we didn't actually get any of the actual bullets to hit. Let's our stamina, we've lost a couple of stamina, but let's actually now zip around and try to get on his 6. So he's coming back down around the other side. He may come even closer to us. So I'm going to zip right around. I'll keep that one fairly low. Now, if we're losing a lot of speed with what we're doing, he's going into some sort of dive. We actually end up luffing at that point in time where we sort of almost stall because of what we're doing. Let's just keep the climb. So we're just going to keep the climb going at this point. But I want to get him so that we're sort of like pushing down sort of towards where he's going to end up being. So let's just move this one. If we just go back so that we're not diving as much. Maybe we do dive as much. And we'll just try to point to where we think the aircraft is going to be. All right, so just press G, come back into this one again. We'll just go and enter. I'll try to get a kill here. All right, so we've sort of got him sort of lined up. And if I just bring it back, so almost you sort of almost pointing. If I just press G again, do I get any shots on him? Yeah, we get the start of some shots, just going straight down. Now we've got to be careful of how high up we are. We're still 3,700. I won't take a shot just yet, but what I will do is just get ready for the next one. I might even take my throttle down to half throttle, just to slow down a little bit, because I do want to get into the middle of where he actually is. So we'll just go that way. Right, and we now spin back around. So that one should get us close to where he is. Let's have a look at the G. So as we come back down, we do get, again, just a skerrick of a shot. But I want to be sort of going fairly, I want the aircraft moving fairly well as we sort of try to then line him up. So we'll try to line him up in here. He's going to zip out of this one. Yeah, he's actually climbing again. And we are not going to have what we need here, unfortunately. Let's go back up to full throttle. And let's have a look and see what we're aiming, where we're pointing. I don't think we're going to be able to do this one, but anyway, let's see how we go. Oh, he's actually leveled out. Now that may give us an opportunity. He's actually now going to dive down, so we don't know what he's going to actually get up to. Unfortunately, we're now a little bit too far over. Let's just go this way. It's quite tricky. It's quite a tricky little game, and we're still trying to dive ourselves in this instance. Let's bring our throttle. Let's cut our throttle right off, and just and I think I'll roll over, because it looks like he's actually going to roll over. So we'll roll over this way. He's going the other way. And we'll now zip around, bring our throttle up again. He's upside down. Now, I think we have got him sort of in a bit of a position where we can hopefully get some aiming on him. Yeah, we've got a little bit there, but we can possibly anticipate a little bit where we think he might be. Let's just go this way and just press G again. Just try to get, so we're sort of facing. You can see how the aircraft is sort of moving around. We don't have a lot of control because of what's happened already. He's traveling a lot faster than what we are at this point in time. We're down to 1,900 foot. It's really quite a hard game to control. Let's just go this way. Okay, now I think we've got him. Now I think we've got him. Famous last words. We do have some early shots there. Got little limited shots in that way. Just press G again, just sort of see where we end up facing. Now we don't know which way he's going to really go, so I'm going to anticipate that he's actually not going to go where we think he is. I'm going to turn on my ammo again. I've just got a funny feeling we're going to end up with a shot. So I think I'll actually keep that one going at around about there. I know we're miles off, aren't we? Yes, we've got more shots coming this way. And we do have him lined up. Let's go that way. I'll just turn the ammo back on again. Surely now we can get him. I've got a couple of shots there. If he's coming back up, I'll get a lot of shots there if I bring this one up this way. If he keeps on going that way, let's just let's anticipate that that's where it's going to be. Again, turn the ammo back on again. Ah, yes, here we go. There we go. Now what it shows then is that when we start to do damage, this is going to then it's hit his wing, which will then slow him right down. So he's going to have problems with his speed. So but this is such an involved game though. It's actually very, very cool the way it does work. And see, look at that. We can actually now get in and actually end up just by following him along. Let's bring our throttle down because I think we're going to end up with him slowing right down. Like we're actually traveling at 261, he's at 179. But this one should give us like a lot of shots at him. So let's just go and see how we go. So we'll oh, I didn't turn it on, damn it. That was stupid me. Damn it, that last attack I forgot to turn the ammo on. That was completely my fault. He's at 143, we're at 212. I'm going to have a crack at this one again. Actually, maybe I shouldn't. Just have a look at G. Where are we? No, we're going to miss it completely. I completely forgot to turn the ammo on in that last one. That would have been the kill shot. Sorry about that one. Whoops. I'll just go back and press G again. I won't turn the ammo on. Oh, that's right. Space just gives you an overview because you can have multiple planes. All right, now we can get him, I think. Let's turn the ammo on, and then we'll just tweak what we can. Yeah, look at this. Here we go. Here's the kill. Here's the kill. So we've got like big shots all the way through now with this particular one. Let's just go at sort of slow speed, and this one should give us the kill. Yeah, we've hit its wing. The wing is now, this one's now turned red. We've done a bit more damage. We still haven't got the kill yet though. Let's not do climbing. We'll just sort of luff our way through this one as well. I think I'm going to spin over the same way that he is. So we miss out on the next bit, unfortunately, but he may be now dropping because his wing has now been sort of half shot off. So that wing there has been shot off. There it goes, part of it. And we now need to just come back in. I'm going to cut my throttle because he's going to be a lot slower. Actually, he's picking up speed because of the dive. Now he is. I'm just going to try to match his movements, but he's going to have a lot less control over his aircraft now. And then we're just going to bring up to half throttle. And there's not much else we can do at this instance, so we'll just bring this one around. All right, now I think we've got him again. We're getting some Some indicators there. We get a little bit of a burst at him there, but I think I'm going to just try to get him behind him again. Let's have a look at G and just sort of see where we end up pointing. I want to sort of get in pretty close and behind him. Maybe we'll sort of go to full throttle. Yeah, he's actually got speed still, even though his back rudder, or not the rudder, but the actual the aileron on the back has also now gone. Just go back in again. See how it takes, like, it's one of these things, it just takes time. It's good fun though. Yeah, we got more firing. I want to fire early in this case, so we don't want to be firing too late where he may move out of the way. That's probably my best shot there. Let's just press G and just see what we can end up with. I'll turn the ammo on so we can sort of see what's going to be happening with this. As we sort of come back forward, just press G again. We miss that one. There we go. There we go. We'll just go that way. All right. Missed, hitting the ocean. Actually, we're 1,000 feet up at the moment. He's going to twist around. I don't think I'm going to get this thing done. It's not going to happen. We're down to half our ammo. I'll just go back down to half throttle again, and we'll start to just press G and just sort of see what we're aiming at. There is actually a bit that happened there. Oh, we've actually now blown this one off. We did actually get a hit. We did get a shot on that one at the very, very end. Yep, so he's actually now probably going to be falling out of the sky, I would guess. Now we've got to be careful that we don't hit the water. So we'll just keep on coming through. Press G. And he's upside down. We get a little bit of a shot there, but let's just line him up for the next phase. That'll do us. Yep, he's now in line for us. And we should now be able to finish him off, I hope. I thought we'd be finishing him off last time, but anyway. Now because of his damage on his aircraft, there's a lot less that he can actually now go and do. Let's go and press G again. So we just get right in behind him. So rather than try to take him out for the kill right now, we'll just get him lined up. Now he's traveling at 296, we're traveling at 269. Let's go to full throttle and just try to line up where we think he's going to end up being. Now we do get a bit of a shot there. I won't take it. I'll just see where we end up. Yep, that's lined him up nicely again. Now we're down to 339 feet. Have to be careful here. I think he's going to drop out of the sky. I think he's actually done. So we'll just try to maintain. Yeah, we can see there that he's actually looks like he's going to fall into the sea. So let's not fall into the sea ourselves. Just go back down to half throttle again, and we'll fly over the top of him. Oh yeah, he's actually hit the sea, and we haven't. Flawless result. There we go. So we can actually now. This is the actual mission itself. So a bit of firing. Nothing actually happens to him at that point. So this is the replay. You can then save the replays and have a look and see what actually happened. So a bit of loop the loop. We thought he was going to loop, but he didn't, and then he would go straight down towards the sea. We follow him down. We fire him in through here. We've got some good shots coming up. They're the ones that do some of the damage, and then this one does a lot of the damage. We've got one more shot at him after this. Yeah, that's blown away the part of his wing. And then we just go, so this is just a replay. There is camera controls and stuff, which I haven't really played much with. Now that got rid of his tail, and then he then crashes, and we just fly over the top of him. Bang. Isn't that cool? What a cool little game, eh? Anyway, sorry, I've spent way too long on that one. But that demo is really playable. So grab that one for your next fest as well. This is a game, as I say, I've just been enjoying this one so much over the last week that I've had it. I've just really, really enjoyed it. It's very, very cool. Anyway, we did get the result in the end there. Eddie Ballgame saying, we'll be interested to see if this game lasts as long as Checker 6 did. Have always longed for a similar game that depicted the World War One era. More interesting per the many varieties of aircraft and pilots. Yeah, this one I think is going to be a good one. It's going to have a lot more than just the dogfighting in it, but I'm sort of hoping that we end up with bombers and stuff like that as well. So Amnesia saying, I spent the last 10 minutes trying to find a game from the 1990s that was a tactical war game with planes. It was so good, but my memory is failing me. There was an old Battle of Britain game, and that's actually, that came out in 92 or 91, which was a fantastic game. I used to actually fall out of my seat playing it. It was a flight sim. It was just called Battle of Britain, but I loved that game. Michael just is saying Red Baron or perhaps Wings. Yeah, they were pretty good games. This game here, like it's turn-based, like it's a Wego system, but it is really, really, like it looks like it's easy when you look at someone else play it, but it's actually not. It's very, very engaging. So we'll just keep on down. FA8 Interceptor, that was cool as well. Don't forget the time, Daz. Yes, I know. I'm actually running right out of time. We're going to have to do the giveaway, I think. So this game looks like a mobile game. To my idea, I think it was called Ace Patrol. I remember that one as well. Now this is much, much more complex. Doesn't look complex, but this is so much more complex. Trying to sort of set things up. We'll be over before you down the sky. You get to choose different planes in the game. There will be some, but not a hell of a lot. And I think that over time, if the game launches successfully, and I think every indicator it will be that it will be a success. And I'm saying that based on the other streamers that actually do it for Slytherin. Everyone is interested in Scramble, to be honest. Like it's one of these, like quite often when Slytherin is releasing a game, there'll be a few of us that are interested in some of the games, but everyone is interested in playing Scramble. And so that's always a good indicator that it's going to be fairly popular across the board. And so that's people who specialise in war games all the way through the full gamut. So it's just fairly cool. So I think Scramble will be a success. This doesn't look like a strategy game. It's funny though, like even the full-on war game people at Slytherin are really enjoying Scramble a hell of a lot, and it's I think it's because it is just turn-based. Like it's not actually it's not a flight sim as such. You are doing flight sim type stuff, but not really getting too much into it. I think we're going to have to leave Civ for another day because we do have to do our marble run. So let's get the marble run sorted. But anyway, there's 5 really, really good games that you might want to have a look at for the for Next Fest. Because there's a lot coming up. Let's go in and grab Nightbot. Now I have run right out of time here, so but we will still do it. We'll log in. So for the giveaways, what I'm going to get you to do is just type the keyword win, and then but I'm going to only have it for a limited time. So if you're late to this, there's not going to be very many of you in the running for this Athena Crisis game because of the time factor. So type win, and then you should be in the list in here. Anyone that's in here that doesn't have a little dot next to them, I'll still just include you in it. So hi Genos, how you going? So type win, and away you go, guys. There we are. So I'll give you I'll give you a minute. A minute to enter. I'm not going to do any latecomers today. And Sorbacol, I know that you did win last week, but yeah, go in it again. No, yep, there you go. He is in. I can see the Sorbacol's in there. That's it's all good. It's a good little game because even if you win 2 of the same game, you can actually gift them to like a friend. Because again, Athena Crisis, I'm pretty sure is going to be it's going to be a multiplayer as well. So Michael's saying, what's the giveaway? This is Athena Crisis, the same game as last week, which is a very, very nice little Battle Isle / Advanced Wars type game. So we've got still got another 15-ish seconds. So make sure you get in, guys. Make sure you get in. Only got 21 players at the moment. So 22 now with John. And So we're saying, I won last week, so happy to take part, but please give it to second place if I do win. Okay, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. So yeah, look, don't ever feel that you're like, if you don't want the game, don't worry about it. Still enter. It's Marble Run. Okay, so we'll take what we've got. We've got 23 at the moment, so no more. We're closing it off because I don't have time today. So Control C. If you didn't get in before now, it's too late. I am sorry. And so it's only 23 players. So we'll just go across and replace all. That gets that one. Control save. Right. Okay. Marble Run time. John's saying highlight of the week. There we are. We'll play. We'll play 3 maps just to try to make it go a little bit faster. Okay, season 52. Yeah, so we're in the middle of that one. Just going to continue race. Set up the players. Add names. Clear. Open. 23. So finish that one. Back out. Grand Prix it is. We'll go 3 maps today. And 23 is the number with bots. Okay, good luck. Autofill. Yeah, that's only short, aren't they? Yeah, that's okay. We'll leave that there. So good luck, everyone. Let's get into it. So like cricket, if we win, it's the most important thing ever. And if we lose, what's cricket? Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. It's very, very true. Oh, okay, here we go. Get started. Well, good luck, everyone. Down through the loop. I don't know where this one ends up. Looks like it's not all that big, actually. So he's going to be the first one out of this hole here. See who it is. Everyone's circling around. There we go. Gratian is the first one through. Barbara, then we've got Amnesia. So Gratian is the first. Oh, everyone. So it looks like Michael may be just a little bit ahead. Let's just go and pick on 3rd place and we'll just follow them through. Now these will be popped out. There'll be people being popped out of here. So we'll watch if anyone does get... Oh, there we go. Who was that? Amnesia. Amnesia is gone. So, and there goes Matthew. Matthew may land back. Oh, Matthew did land back, and Amnesia also landed back in. Amnesia's dropped straight down through, actually. That was super lucky for you guys. Because normally, like, we've watched Richard, but Richard will possibly... Oh, Richard is now outside the area. But Amnesia has come through for the win. So he got thrown up in the air, which normally means that you're out, like Richard's out. What a win. What a win there. That was a big, big win, actually. That was just super lucky. And Matthew as well is still going to come in 2nd place, which is good. Sithal, Garatian, and the others actually did it legitimately, but... Amnesia and Matthew, of course, got that big boost, got thrown into the front, which is a risky way to win. Very, very risky. So anyway, that's well done. In come the rest. We've got John way at the back. Actually, they're all being dropped out. So is Hugh going to make it? No, he's not going to make it. The yellow is going to catch him before he gets much further. Oh, maybe he'll just make it in, get some points. Yes, he did. Just. Okay. Final result. We'll have a quick look and see. So Amnesia was the first, Matthew 2nd, Sithal with Garatian, Tiger Rus. ZXM got another 10 points. So in through that side, if we have a quick look at the Grand Prix numbers. So we've got ZXM and Garatian both with 10 points, 20 points for Amnesia, 15 for Matthew, and Sithal on 12. So that's our leaderboard right at the very, very moment. Next map, in we go. This is switching Rolling Wonder. Okay, this was another fairly short one, I think. get started. So down they go. Looks interesting. Everyone's through that one. There's some sort of portal at the back. I'm assuming the portal will come up to here. So we should see once people go down that bottom loop, they should pop out of here somewhere. Follow someone through. We'll just follow the actual what actually happens here. Now, who was that? If we just go back into keep on pressing second place. There we go. Yeah, so everyone's now back through the other loop. So they've come back through the top loop. So it's ZXM Genos. Then we've got another portal. Now, where the hell does that portal go? Let's just go back to here somewhere. See where they end up. Oh, they go back to here again. So how do you win this? I wonder. Oh, John's already done it. John's already got the win, and Barbara has as well. Is it in the middle here? There's Garation. He's out. There's actually a lot of people are missing. Is this? Oh, this is it in here. That's the finish line. What an interesting concept. So they're coming out of this portal. So, and straight through. Original intent is still on the run. There we go. John's now gone through. There we go. Yeah, see, John went through again. So John was the winner of that one. So well done. Look at the final results. Not very many finishes, only 7. So we didn't get the 10 points coming back the other way. Now this one can result in weirdness. So that's okay. It all looks legitimate actually. This one all looks fine. So Amnesia's got 27 points. That looks fine as well. We've got 22 points there, 21 points. So there's no issue with that, I don't think. So that one all looks good. We go to the next map. Sometimes when there's only a handful of winners, there's the scoring goes a bit out the window. John's saying, "Hey, my first win." There we are. So that was a good one to win actually because it was so difficult. There's another one where we've got a lot of portals. Okay, Barbara's out in front with Amnesia doing well again. Amnesia does have the box seat in this one. Coming back through the middle here. Actually, there's a fair few now ahead of Amnesia. There's Tiger for us. Barbara straight through. Oh, Richard's out. Tiger for us is out. Bubo's out. John Hole's out. Amnesia's out. So our leaderboard is now completely changed. It's anyone's game, this one. Anyone's game. But Barbara is out in front, legitimately. Coming back through the big loop. And back up again. With Dom UK and CB on the other side. Let's go back up the top. He's going to be winning. Yeah, Barbara's out in front. Yeah, Dom UK is coming in second. I'll just follow them through this next loop. Don't know if we'll be able to catch Barbara. Unless there's something at the back end here that will sort of move things through. CB is on the other loop, but Barbara's out in front here. Where's the other loop? The other loop. You can see CB's on about the same level as Dom UK. And we'll see what happens at the end here. He just can't quite catch up with Barbara. CB looks to be doing fairly well with original intent. I think they're on about the same I think Barbara's still just slightly ahead of Dom UK and CB. There we go. Barbara's now first in. Dom UK's out as well, and then there's CB. Yeah, so they're all very, very close. Let's just go back through and see what we end up with. God, they're back in here again. So Barbara is still actually out in front. We've got CB is now just following in from Dom UK. Garatian is actually doing fairly well there as well. So here we go, back into their final bit. Barbara is the first one through. Dom UK, next one down. And what's going to happen here? We've got the this is the win for the win. Barbara's a little way out in front. I think Barbara's going to make it. Yeah, Barbara's the first one in. Giza Zone got second. Dom UK third. CB fourth. Garatian is still coming back in. Here he comes. Gyrok's going to be coming in sixth. This will be an interesting one, but the tussle between Sithel and Michael. I think Michael's going to get this one. Yeah, he took the better line, so he's now a fair way out in front. Sithel's the next one through, and that's the winner. So Barbara, congratulations. That may be enough with both Amnesia and John Hole falling out of the race. Let's look at the final results here. So again, not very many finishes, so just a handful. Let's have a look at the results again. The ChatTactic numbers. Yeah, that's all fine. That's all good numbers. All right, let's just finish the race and see who got the win. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers will be. So we'll finish the Grand Prix, and we'll look at the actual board. So we have Amnesia coming in third. So someone has beaten Amnesia. Now Amnesia was ahead of John as well. So John must be fourth, I would guess. Giza Zone is coming in second, and the winner is Barbara. Congratulations, Barbara! You've actually you've won the game. So Barbara, what I'll get you to do is if you can please, I'll just press escape. That way you can sort of see where you guys all came. So we had a few that got zeros back and through here. Introvert, Richard Phillips and John Layla. They were non-finishers in all the races. We had a few that only just finished one of the races, and then we had a few. Looks like Sorbacol maybe finished all three races, maybe. And then back in through this other side, in through here. But anyway, Barbara's the leader with 36 points. That was big in the end, actually. That was a big number. So I'll get you to to send me a. There's tactic. Hang on. There's tactic. Just got to get it right. So it's just daz@daztactic.com. If you can shoot me through an email, I will send you the key of that one. So congratulations, that was a good finish, and that was a good number. You're a long way out in front in the end there. Very close finish there between first, second, third, and fourth. John finished on 21, but Garatian got in the middle there, so John did finish on 6th, and so on down the list. Anyway, guys, yeah, John Donaldson saying congratulations, Barbara, win or lose. So we all are truly victorious as we got to participate in the glorious that is the ChatTactic marble run. Yeah, these are good fun actually. I'm so glad we ended up finding this rather than the robot battles that we used to do. This is such a better way to actually find the winner of the giveaway. But anyway, Barbara, if you can shoot me through an email, I can then send out the key to you. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week. I will be putting up a few videos this week. So I'd like the Sins of a Solar Empire as well, which I didn't talk about. Lots to talk about. Next week we'll be talking about possibly Age of Wonders, I hope, at that stage as well. So there's a lot happening. We'll look at Civ as well, Civ 7 at some stage. Go through what we can see. There's not a lot you can see, to be honest, in what they did release. So just to very, very briefly talk about it, we're not seeing anything innovative in what they've done. It's just an announcement, really. So there's not a real lot of detail that I could see.